All right, guys, so here we have the Cold War Part 1, 10.9.2. All right, so the Cold War is basically about democracy versus communism. There's a movie that was made in the 80s called Rocky IV, and during the Cold War. And it's basically a boxing match between the United States and Russia. All right, so I want you to think about communism like a virus or disease. And if you're worried that it's going to spread over the entire world, sound familiar? You would want to contain it. So this key term, containment, which is stopping the spread of the disease, communism, think about it like a container. And you're going to put that commie disease in a container and contain it, right? So you have containment. Check out these posters down here. The second one, is this tomorrow? America under communism. Holy crap, look at that. You got a burning American flag. You got people getting attacked and dying. That's what happens if communism takes over. The one next to it, stop communism. It's everybody's job. Shows a guy in the Philippines defending his country against communism. And then the ones on the outside go together. So the one on the right, would you rather have Russia, portrayed by a bear, spread communism over the world, or would you rather have us, with Uncle Sam, stop it together? All right, so continuing with this idea of wanting to contain the spread of the communism virus, the United States decided to give money to any country that was in danger of becoming communist. One way to help you remember this is the word doctrine. What does it sound like? Sounds like doctor, right? So Dr. Truman, the Truman Doctrine, is stopping the spread of the virus of communism. In this picture on the left, it shows Dr. Truman throwing down money and the virus of communism trying to take over. Okay, so the Marshall Plan, on the other hand, was similar to the Truman Doctrine, but they're easy to mix up. So let's look at some similarities and differences. The Marshall Plan gave out money like the Truman Doctrine did, but it was focused on countries that were hurt by World War II, specifically like France or Belgium. A key point, though, is that it's only for countries that were a democracy, right? So if you're a communist country, you don't get money. If you look at this map, it shows in yellow the countries that got money, and it shows how much they got. The red countries are the ones that asked for money, but Stalin threatened them, and then they withdrew them asking for it. And the purple ones just didn't even ask because they're scared of Stalin. And the green ones did ask, and they got rejected. What the heck did Spain and Switzerland even do in World War II anyways, right? Not much. Okay. So to review, the Truman Doctrine gave money to any country threatened by communism. Like, for example, if North Korea tried to take over South Korea, hint, hint, we would use, under the Truman Doctrine, we would help them. The Marshall Plan, however, was money for European countries that were democracy, that were hurt by World War II. So Marshall Plan, World War II. But one thing they had in common was that they both helped to stop the spread of communism. Think about it. If countries in Europe are poor and weak, they're more likely to be infected by communism and the Soviet Union, right? All right. So then this big event happened. But let's first review what happened in Germany directly after World War II. Look at the map on the right. It shows Germany split into 4 zones. There's the French zone, the British zone, the US zone, and the Soviet zone. Now check out the city, Berlin, which has been magnified. Berlin was also split into four zones, but it's smack dab in the middle of the Soviet Union, so the Allied zones are surrounded. Okay, so the Allies decided, you know what? We want to do the right thing and give our portions back to Germany and create a unified Germany. Well, Stalin didn't like this at all, because he's Stalin and he's a terrible person. So he decides, I'm going to block off Berlin, which is the Berlin blockade in 1948, and the people of your portions in West Berlin will starve to death. So that's Stalin for you. He's already done that before in the Ukrainian terror famine. And an even scarier thing to consider was that the two strongest countries in the world, the United States and the Soviet Union, were now in an open conflict and a potential World War III with atomic weapons. But instead of responding with force, the Allies instead flew shipments to West Berlin continuously for 11 months, and that was called the Berlin Airlift, until Stalin finally ended the blockade. World War III was averted, and West Germany and East Germany are formed. All right, so during the Berlin Airlift, the United States and its Western allies flew 13,000 tons of supplies daily to Berlin, and thus were able to break the Soviet land blockade of the city. In this photograph, residents of West Berlin watch an American plane land at Berlin's Tempelhof Airport with supplies for the city. Allied planes took off and landed every 3 minutes in West Berlin. On 278,000 flights, pilots brought 2.3 million tons of food, fuel, medicine, and even Christmas gifts